Here's the thing, right? The actual problem is not your weekdays. Most of you are pretty dialed in on the weekdays, but on the weekends, you tend to struggle. I call this the 5 to 2 trap. Hello. Welcome to Healthy Systems Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Mo. Today, I'm going to teach you what is that one thing. So the title for today is Fix This One Thing to Lose Weight Fast. Okay. What is that one thing? I've taught you guys a lot of things over the last 2 years of doing a weekly podcast, but today this is going to hit home because after coaching hundreds, if not thousands of clients in the last 9 years, this is a pattern I see over and over and over and over again, right? So here's what happens. During the week, you are dialed in. During the week, you have structure. During the week, you have routine. You drive to your job. You work from home, 8 to 5. There's predictability. And then comes the Saturday and the Sunday, the weekend. And all of a sudden, your fitness routine goes off the window, right? You just forget about it all of a sudden. And then, just like the title of my new book, diet starts Monday. That whole trap starts again where every Saturday you're like, all right, you know what? It's just Saturday. I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to skip breakfast. Then we're going to go eat brunch. And then we're going to do this. Forget the workouts. It's going to be on Monday. And then all of a sudden, now we're waiting on a Monday. And then Monday turns into the next month. And then next month turns into, the next year. So at the end of the day, I want you to just fix this one thing. And I promise you, you'll be able to lose weight faster. Or if you already lost the weight, this will help you maintain it and continue to improve your physique and your health. All right. So here's the thing, right? The actual problem is not your weekdays. Most of you are pretty dialed in on the weekdays, but on the weekends, you tend to struggle. I call this the 5 to 2 trap. Okay. So you're living in this 5 to 2 cycle, right? So 5 days are structured and 2 days are unstructured. And you think, Mo, man, that should be enough. I'm dialed in Mondays through Friday, right? I get my workouts and I always eat this, chicken, rice, and broccoli. Like that's my meal. I eat very, very healthy. And you think that should be enough, but it's not. Think about it, right? 5 disciplined days don't beat 2 chaotic ones. So even if you're dialed in on the 5 and you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner on time, and that's if you are doing that. By the way, that's hard enough to do already because you might be eating some snacks, some chocolates at work, things like that. Now calories are creeping in just because we live in a society that makes it very easy to eat unhealthy and it's very convenient to eat unhealthy. So even if you're like that minority of the population that is very dialed in on the weekdays, now when the weekends happen, you end up being unstructured. So that leads to fat loss not happening. You're like, Mo, I'm doing everything right, but I'm not losing weight, right? You see, one thing you have to remember, and this is the first reframe of today's episode, fat loss doesn't work based on effort. It works on totals. What that means is it doesn't matter if you eat, let's say you have like daily calorie limit of 2,000 calories a day. That's your basic metabolic rate, right? You can eat the 2,000 in one meal, or you could split it across 3 meals or 4 meals, right? It doesn't matter. To your body, a calorie is a calorie. Remember, I taught you guys this about 30, 40 podcasts ago. A calorie is a calorie when it comes to weight loss, right? When it comes to muscle building, a calorie is not a calorie, right? Every calorie is different. So calories from protein help you build muscle, etc. So for overall health, not every calorie is the same. But overall weight loss and fat loss in particular, every calorie is the same. A calorie is a calorie. So whether that calorie is coming from a chicken breast or whether that calorie is coming from peanut butter or a donut, for your body's, basic metabolic rate is generally the same. So overall, the reason I'm telling you all this is your body works on totals. So if you end up eating in a deficit 5 days a week, but on Saturday and Sunday, you blow past that deficit and you eat a lot more, or you eat, even 1,000 calories more, which is very easy to do. That's just, 2 pancakes and some syrup on it, right? Genuinely. What that does is now you're no longer in a deficit. You see, if you're catching my drift, it's like, okay, we stayed dialed in all week. We were in a deficit all week by 200 calories a day. But then on Saturday and Sunday, I just went out and ate more than I normally would. And all of a sudden, you can totally erase that deficit because it's all math, right? So 2,000 calories a day, that's your basic metabolic rate. 2,000 a day means 14,000 calories a week. Now, let's say you're eating 1,500 a day all 5 days. So you've been saving up 500 calories a day or whatever to be in a deficit. And then on the weekends, you eat more and all of a sudden that entire deficit goes to zero. It's kind of like you've been saving $5 every single day. And on the weekends, you go spend 100. You save 30, but you just spend 100. Like you're still in a negative. And you might be like, Mo, I'm so good at budgeting. I've been saving $5 a day, but I'm not getting rich. It's like, yeah, because every weekend you go spend 100. You know what I mean? Which like totally negates the whole thing. So here's how you fix it, because it's not just 2 days. The way I want you to think about it, it's like half your week. It's your Friday night dinners. It's your Saturday all day. It's your Sunday spillovers. And then feeling sluggish on a Monday and then being like, you know what? I'll just start Tuesday. Or then being like, forget it. I'll just start next week. Right? You're looking at 3 to 4 days affected. Same pattern happens during the holidays. People are like, yeah, but the holidays coming up, I don't want to eat healthy or I don't want to start a fitness journey. And it's like the holidays, Christmas is just one day, Thanksgiving is just one day, Black Friday is just one day. Like, what the hell are we spending 2 months speaking of holidays? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, be careful with all these traps because they will, negate all your progress. And here's why you don't even notice it when you're doing it, right? Unless you have a coach like me pointing at you or pointing things at you, being like, hey, like this is where you're messing up. Because it's very sneaky when calories start, creeping up on you. We call it the calorie blindness because it's not just one big binge. It's drinks, it's eating out, it's small snacks. It's just that one more bite moments, right? And you're not really overeating too much. You're overeating in small amounts. You're overeating quietly, as you would say. And just because it feels casual, you don't even track it. But the crazy thing is your body does. So even if you're not tracking the food yourself, your body is tracking it. And another trap I see far too often is people track their food on the weekdays, the 5 days of the week, Monday through Friday. On the weekends, they don't track food. They're like, yeah, I went out to eat. I didn't know how to track it. It's like just because you're not tracking it, your body still is. And that's why those abs are not coming. That's why you're not losing the weight. That's why you're not going down in size on your jeans, right? So this whole thing is not discipline, actually. It's very much structure, right? So people think I lose discipline on the weekends. No, no. You just lose structure because during the work week, you're actually in a job. You have a set amount of hours. And then on weekends, it's free flow. You can do whatever you want. You wake up whenever. Your sleep is off. You wake up whenever. You eat whatever. And then you don't exercise because why go to the gym on Saturday when you have so many other things to do, right? So at the end of the day, on weekdays, you have schedule, routine, predictability. And on the weekends, it's just open time. It's more decisions. It's less planning. So what happens is when structure disappears, your discipline disappears with it. Okay? So when the structure goes away, now what happened to the discipline? It's gone. It disappeared with it. So that's the loop that keeps so many people stuck, right? So now you might be stuck in this cycle. You might be good during the week, loose on the weekends, feel guilty, restart every single Monday, right? But the thing is, you keep repeating it and you're not making any progress. You're just going in circle eights, right? And the thing is that looping that's, going in circle eights feels like effort, but it produces zero progress. So over time, you're going to give up. Right? It's just a matter of days when you're like, you know what, screw this. This doesn't work for me. Because the amount of time I've heard people say, Mo, I tried that. It didn't work for me. I tried that. It didn't work for me. It's far too many. Right? So the truth is your body tracks the totals, not effort. If there's one thing you learn from this podcast is that your body tracks totals. It doesn't really care about your effort. Okay. So your body doesn't care if you were good on Tuesday or if you worked out 4 days. It tracks your total calories, total movement, total consistency. And that's why fat loss is about averages. It's actually not about moments. Meaning, you might be like, Mo, it was my friend's birthday. I had to eat the cake. It's like, okay, totally fine. Nobody's mad at you. That's totally fine. But don't get mad when your body doesn't lose weight that week. You just overate. Unless you were planning to do, like when I have a friend's birthday and I go eat cake, yeah, I usually plan for it. So I might have skipped carbs during my lunch because I knew the birthday party was at night, right? But you can't be like, okay, I want the best physique. And then I also want a normal life. And then, yeah, like why did I not lose weight this week, right? So you kind of have to like be okay with stuff like that. So overall, here's the shift for you. Instead of restricting, because most people, you have a bad week, all of a sudden now you're quitting all carbs and you're quitting all sugars. It's like, that's unsustainable. You might be able to stick with it for a day, maybe 2 days max, maybe a week if you're really, really, really motivated. But most people give up in a couple of days, right? So instead of restricting, start structuring. right? So here's how you fix this. Not with more discipline, not with stricter dieting. I just need you to have a better weekend structure, right? Just have better structure on the weekends. And if it helps you, do the same things you do on your normal weekdays. And I promise you, your weight loss alone will start getting faster and faster because just like I think I read a book and it says freedom without structure equals chaos. And it's a real thing. You see this in fat loss a lot where you don't even need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional, right? So the weekend plan should be the same as a weekday plan. You should be tracking your food. Just remember to track it. Eat the same things that you normally eat, meaning if you normally have black coffee in the morning with some water on your drive to work, do the same thing, right? If you can, try waking up at the same time. If not, take a nap during the evenings or, during the weekdays, or if you sleep in for an hour or two, that's fine. But I think if you can give your weekend some structure, it'll help you a lot, right? Keep eating protein with every meal. Limit your liquid calories, right? Don't be drinking mocha frappuccinos and stuff like that. Try to do 8 to 10,000 steps a day. And then if you want, you can have one eating out, date night, etc. Right? We usually give our clients 2 cheat meals per week. And by cheat meals, they're still very organized, they're very structured meals. But overall, you can go out, you can go, eat out with your family, right? Like for example, if you're South Asian, cheat meal for us would be like going to a restaurant with your wife or with your husband and having chicken curry with some naan. That's fine, right? You're still eating chicken, you're getting protein from it. The bread, the naan that has carbs in it, right? And then there'll be some oils that comes with the kadai, but overall, not horribly bad meal, right? Especially when you're doing it once a week. If that's like, that will help you for sure. But at the end of the day, control the big rocks. You don't have to worry about every single detail, right? You don't have to be like, Mo, I went to this restaurant, but I couldn't track the foods because they didn't have the calories listed on the menu. It's like, that's not the problem here, right? It's just that you're eating out too much. That is the problem. But if you eat out once or twice a week, that's totally fine, right? So on the weekends, just remember to anchor some habits that keep you grounded, right? So even on weekends, have anchors like, okay, I go on a morning walk. I, do an early morning workout. I try to do the first meal of the day with my spouse, and it is, with eggs and good food. So win the first half of the day and the rest follows, right? So on Saturday morning, stay disciplined. Sunday morning, stay disciplined, and you'll watch the rest of your day. Just stay disciplined as well. Because however you start your day kind of determines the rest of your day. So, wrapping this up, right? So, the truth that most people don't want to hear, your results are not built from Monday through Friday. They're built on Saturday and Sunday. Big part of your results come from Saturday and Sunday. Your dream body, even, is built on the weekends, not weekdays. Most of you are pretty good on the weekdays. You struggle on the weekends. So, that's your weak point. So start improving the weekends by literally just setting up your morning in a way that it just leads to a more productive, disciplined day. So if your weekends keep throwing you off, it's not a discipline problem. It's a systems problem. And that's exactly why we work with our clients on inside, our coaching program. So you already know this. We have training with the Titans. We've been, doing online fitness coaching, nutrition training, exercise, sleep, everything, helping our clients get in the best shape of their lives in the last 9 years. So if you tried some of this stuff and you're like, Mo, I just keep falling off, I just can't get myself on track. What you should do is, instead of beating yourself over, is come work with us, come hire a coach, get a one-on-one guidance, come sit down with us where we can actually look at your situation and give you a more of a custom plan. Because what if the actual problem is not your weekends? What if the actual problem is something completely else? Maybe for your life, maybe for your work situation where we need to make a custom plan. Or what if your workouts are wrong? What if the exercise aren't even good for you? What if every time you do them, you hurt something, right? What if something completely different is off? That's what coaching can really help you with, especially with the one-on-one guidance. You're just going to get faster results, hands down. I've never seen somebody get one-on-one coaching and somebody else, like, person with a one-on-one coaching always gets better results just because they have that much intention. You have weekly check-ins, daily messages with the coach. You just get better results, right? So if you're somebody that's very serious about your goals, but you just are struggling to hit them, reach out, right? Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of our clients have reached out the same way that you might. So at the end of the day, just text me or DM me on Instagram or Facebook. It's just Mo Gaius, MOEGHIAS, or just go to our website, twtt.us, and then you can book a call under the client tab. Book a call to talk to me, talk to my head coach. And then if we can help you, then we can talk more about training with the Titans and what it's like to work together, how much it costs, etc. But overall, instead of restarting, instead of restricting, instead of just making it harder and harder on yourself, just start making progress on the weekends, because weekends get neglected. A lot of you don't think you're doing enough damage, but then your body shows you like, hey, I'm not going to change. And then you get frustrated and sad. You're like, I'm doing everything right. Why am I not losing weight? It's because your weekends are chaotic. So fix the weekends and then you'll fix your weight loss. I hope this helps, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for listening to the Healthy Systems podcast. I really appreciate you for tuning in today. Now, here are 2 ways I can help you for free. One, you can join our free Facebook community by just going to this link, bit.ly/Titan Facebook group. Just type that into your browser and then answer 2 questions, and then we'll let you into our Facebook community where you'll meet other people, as well as we have a lot of free resources in terms of meal plans, workouts, all kinds of stuff in there. Second way I can help you for free is if you follow me on Instagram at Moegayus, MOEG as in George, H as in horse, I as in India, A as in apple, S as in Sam. Follow me there and then shoot me a message with the word Healthy Systems, and then I'll be sure to send you a free gift. Other than that, keep listening in, and I really appreciate you.